Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, seekers, and sojourners of truth. The 144, the chosen of the chosen few, all you ascending souls out there, beautiful souls. I greet you in the love that lights the truth. I am Akila Textry, and I'm reporting to you live from 5D. 5D, y'all. I'm always in 5D. I used to be dipping in and out, but now I'm knee deep in 5D. So everything that I do, any news that I bring is infused with the 5D. So I bring you the news to infuse. If you choose to infuse with what you shall use, it's all on you. So with that, I want to say to you first and foremost, happy 2323 portal. I haven't been on in quite a while. I haven't posted anything in a while, and that's because I've been practicing my mastery, my self-mastery. It's different to be speaking about things, learning things, gaining knowledge. That's one thing, and it's another thing to be working it in practical application. That's a level 3. Level 3 is practical application. There's always like 4 levels of how we're developing, how we're working with our soul work, and one is learning. Level 1 is learning. That's us acquiring all this information. Level 2 is growing. That's what we're growing, is like the growing pains. That's when we're just like, okay, now I'm a little bit beyond learning it. And level 3 is practical application. That is all about experiencing it while you are working the principles that you have been learning. You're a little bit beyond just going through the growing pains of it. And then level 4 is mastery. And that's where you just learn that you're back to level 1 all over again every time. A mastery of something doesn't mean you have it all under control. It means you have a level of self-mastery that when it happens, when things come up, you're able to take it all the way back to level 1 and bring it up all over again. So I'm just doing my self-mastery here. And in the midst of that, I actually went to get certified as a Master Reiki. So I'm now a Reiki master officially. I don't really do labels. For me, I've always been a master, but it's now just being certified in it to do certain things. So I share that with you all. That's why I've been missing. I've been working on this mastery and doing the work. So with that, the 2323 portal, I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about these nodes, the north node, south node shift, because that's a new shift. That's a shift that's going to be coming up, and that's a major shift for us. So I want to dabble in a little bit in about that. I may have to do a separate video really diving in deep about that. So with the 2323 portal, for those who don't know, what is this portaling? What are these portals? What is a vortex? I always like to explain that portals and vortexes are like these different gateways, if you will, that we transit through. And to be able to tap in or tune into these portals, it's really, as I always say, it's according to the collective consciousness. How these portals come into being, it's all about numerology, sacred numbers, and things like that. So although the Gregorian calendar has changed us and disoriented us according to divine time, we're disoriented and a bit off of timing. So mankind has decided to create their own time. And with that, we're able to find still certain portals, but the portals are according to our collective consciousness of this calendar. We are now able to find like different numerology, sacred numbers in the numerology code. So things like when you have repeated numbers, this is why you hear people say the 3-3 gate, the 4-4 great gate, the 5-5, portal, all these portals, because if it's February 2nd, it's the 2-2. 8-8 Lionsgate is because it is August, the 8th month on the 8th day, 8-8 Lionsgate. The 11-11 portals, the 11th month on the 11th day. So according to these, excuse my background noise, I don't know what's popping off, but they popping. So let's just take that as they're sounding off what we're talking about in agreement. So with that said, these numbers, these repetitive numbers, wherever there are repetitive numbers or palindromes, and palindromes are numbers where if the date starts with, for example, 32123. If you see what I'm doing there. So 321, there's one number in the middle, and then it reflects back out 23. 32123. back out. So when you see numbers like that, if there are dates that align like that, that too is some type of portal, right? We also had a 369 portal recently, which we're currently in the vortex of that, which is something I'll, probably do a video and explain on that later. So the 2323 portal, now that I've explained these portals, we find these portals. So of course there is a repetitive number. It is 2323, meaning the day is 23 and the year that we're in is 23. So we have a 23 portal throughout this entire year, from January all the way to December. According to this collective consciousness, the calendar of the collective consciousness, there is a 2323 portal throughout the entire year on every 23rd day of the month of this year of 2023. So with that, what we're looking at with the 2323 portal is just looking at the numbers and what they mean and so forth. So I'll go back into something that I had posted previously this year in regards to it, and it was basically to let us know that the 2323 portal is giving us an opportunity to align with harmony, abundance, and spiritual physical balance. Why spiritual physical balance? Because here's another part to this portal. It is also the 5-5 portal, because 2 and 3 is 5, so it's 5-5 and 5. So this can be noted as being either called the 2323 portal or the 5-5 portal throughout the entire year. And 5 is the number 5 represents the balance of the physical and the spiritual. So if you notice this year, which is really a universal year of 7, but this year the portal is giving us an opportunity to fine-tune and harmonize the balances. It's about harmony. It's also about abundance as well. So it gives us a duality, which is 2, and the trinity, which is 3, and which this is the balance of that duality, right? The 2 and 3 reduces to 5, as I just said, which gives us the balance 3 of the spirit, which is a trinity, the spirit aspect of ourself. Depending on how you look at that trinity, it could be, Father. I call it Father, Mother, Son. We don't really do Father, Son, Holy Spirit, because that Holy Spirit is really the feminine aspect. That is the patriarchal's way of taking off the feminine, so that you believe in just the patriarchs, that it is all just masculine energy. So they just call it Holy Spirit. But that Holy Spirit is really a feminine quality and a feminine energy. So it is masculine, feminine, and child, or son, as some people call it. Father, Mother, Son is that trinity. Another trinity is a trinity of your threefold being, which is spirit, soul, body. That is a threefold being. Another trinity is of the threefold of your mind, or your soul's consciousness, which is superconscious, conscious, and subconscious. So as you can see, the trinity really represents that spiritual aspect of us that brings about creation. It's about creativity and creation. So that's what that 3 is. The 3 is of the spirit, and the 2 would represent the physical, because in this physical realm we have a duality. There's even a duality in that, spirit and physical. So this whole 2323 is giving us a look at all of that. Every time we transit, every time we portal through, we should be getting a little bit more of foothold, a little bit more of our foot inside of this portal, right? And portals help us transit through according to the work that we've done. Let's not forget that. It's not a magical portal. It's not a magical portal, that is just going to give you, here you go. It doesn't work like that. It's what you put in. It is according onto your measure, according to the works that you have done. That is how you transit through a portal, right? So I always talk about pre-portal work. Because it's like, if you're expecting something through the portal, what have you done? Have you been doing your pre-portal work? Meaning, have you been working on your soul? Have you been, finding the synchronicities, fine-tuning your soul work? Have you been on your soul journey intentionally and purposefully? All of these things matter when we're portaling through, right? So another thing that's unique about this is also the fact, if you look at 2323, there are 2 2s and 2 3s. So 2 is the master, and these are master numbers, by the way. 11 is a master number. 22 is a master number. 33 is a master number, and so on and so on. So the 2 is the master builder, right? And the 3-3 is a master creator. So what we want to be focusing on is focusing on what we're building and what we're creating. That's another aspect of this 2323 portal. What are you building? What are you creating? Because there's a master number in the midst of this, right? This is not just a 3-3 portal or a 2-2 portal. It's a 23-23 portal. So we're seeing the double of these numbers, which makes it a master number. 2233. This is how we have to find, this is how we find, you don't have to, you don't got to do a darn thing, but this is how we tap in and we find these codes, these number codes within the sacred numbers of that is around and in us all. And it's more powerful when it comes to the collective. That's why we're looking at the collective consciousness to find these portals. Even though some of us are working on returning to our old calendars, returning to the origins of divine timing by finding some of us are finding our seasons. We're tuning into Mother Earth a little bit more. So we're finding our seasons, whether it's seasons of the chakras, which is something I work on. I've been led to finding the seasons of each chakra. Like right now we're in a sacral. We just turned into the sacral chakra season. We just tuned in or shifted into it, coming from the root chakra season. And the seasons usually align up just like our summer, spring, winter, fall. During the spring season, we were entirely in the root chakra season. And now in the summer, as we just had summer solstice, we are into now the sacral chakra season, and so on and so on. It will go that way as we go through each season. So there's a lot of us are finding our originality, our origins in these seasons, and that's fine. That's good that you're finding your timing, and we're finding our true calendars as well. Some of us are dating back to the Kemetic calendars, which were more of our origins, and that's a topic for a whole nother day. But if you are, that is great. That is fine. But for those, we do have to remember that the collective consciousness is still functioning off of the Gregorian calendar. So that is how, even by utilizing that calendar, we're able to still find our portals, our gateways through these numbers. So it's really important to pay attention when these numbers come up to you, right? And so the vortex, the only difference between the portals and the vortex is more like a elongated portal. It's like a lengthened portal. It's from an open portal gate to a closing portal gate. And the timing of how long that is, it depends on the numbers, right, of that portal. So, for example, there's a vortex that we know of that's like from 1220, it's 1221, 1212 from December 12th to December 21. So from 1212 to 1221, that's a vortex, right? That's going in at 1212, coming out at 1221. And so that is a vortex going in and coming out. And the days, I believe, in between are 9. And then there's another one from 01 to 10, which is in January. Another one with 9 days in between. And then February, it's 02 to 20. And that's another vortex. So you find these vortexes, or vortices, I might be saying that wrong, where the portal has an opening gate and a closing gate. So that means that there's work to do while you're within that vortex. And even when you're within a vortex, you may still come through other portals in the midst of it. A lot of times, or sometimes, a lot of times, the opening gates are a portal date in itself. Like 22 is a portal. 1212 is a portal. Usually the opening gates is a portal in itself. And then you would have the closing gate. Right, so that's a 2323 portal. If you can, what I would say is fine-tune this portal. Now that I've explained what a 2323 portal is, what I want to say about this one, because we're halfway through, right, is it's time for a reset. This is a message I got as I came out of meditation this morning, so I'll share that with you all, that we have come through the trials of these recent energies and preparing for a shift. Also, this is why I want to talk about the lunar nodes, because we're also preparing for a shift. So we're in this energetic get ready, set, go. Work through what you need to work through, get some rest, and prepare for the next shift that is going to be happening, especially with these lunar nodes. That's a big shift. It's time for an energetic reset of our souls, right? Of our souls designed according to the integrity and the effort of our work ethics as the true measurement streamed within our hearts. And I'm just sharing with you as this is a download I got this morning, so I'm sharing that with you, that it is streamed within our hearts. It is a time to rest assured in the co-creation of our works and trust the divine to implement and impart what is, right? So what we have actually seen come into fruition, what is showing up, what has been showing up through our revelations, is the what is, right? Knowing that it is what it is, and we're resting assured in that, and the part that we played in it according to our work, right? We must take time to rest our bodies and our minds while we reflect on the balance of what we found, right? The balance we have found in our soul's traverse, because we've been traversing through, transcending, some of us. If we've been paying attention in regards to all of this is in regards to our soul's ascension. So halfway through the completion of this year, of this 2323 portal, we should see our experience more physical and spiritual, right? We should see the experience of it, the balance, and as we harmonize in the integration of these frequency energies. So basically, what we should see more of is the balance, which is what we've been working on, right? The balance of the spiritual and the physical. This is what this 2323 portal has been giving us an opportunity to do. So at this point, especially after we've come through these energies, the recent energies, y'all know, it ain't been feeling so pretty. But those energies from, let's say, the last month or two, when Pluto went into Aquarius on the 23rd of March. See, that was another important 2323 portal, because not only was it the portal, but it was the day that Pluto went into Aquarius, which took us, into revealing that was going to be some serious revelations, as it has been, if we've been willing to pay attention and see it as revelations and not be in the victim state of mind. If we've been able to see that, then and welcome that as, okay, this is some revelation, right? It may not have felt good, but it's a reveal to heal. Remember, there's nothing to be healed, only truth to be revealed. So we needed a lot of these revelations, no matter how icky it may have felt, to bring us true perspective of what is. The true harmonies. How can we harmonize? How can we truly integrate when we do not have the true perspective or the true perception of what is? So we must get rid of our illusions, our states of illusionments, even though, and the hardest part is a lot of these things we held on to because it felt real. It felt true for us. And so the energies are asking us to release the holds on that, if you will. Release the holds on what you thought was something true. This is what these portals, if you're doing your work and you transit through, it's almost like the portals help peel that layer off of you, but it's according to how you were working it. It's as if you had on like a really tight suit, very snug, and you're trying to, wiggle it out and pull it out. And this is you doing the work. By you actually doing your intentional spiritual work, you're already tugging at it. You're pulling it down. And so what the portal does is the portal comes and help you do what you're already doing. So if you're already working on it, it's like when you portal through, the portal is like, shoo, let me get that for you. I see you working on that. This is how the energies work with us. And then so once we portal through, we'll kind of get sometimes it don't feel so nice approaching that portal, especially because it's like it's coming. And then here's the portal helping you wiggle out of it. And it feels a little frustrating sometimes, but once it comes off and you portal through, it feels a lot better, I must say. It definitely feels a lot better. So I can say for me, I really was feeling it why I was able to even get this download today. I was feeling the tiredness. Those of us who've really been doing the work, at the end of it, it's like when you're in that race and you're at the end of that race and you've been running the 2-mile run or the mile run, and at the end you just gotta power run it through. And so that's what kind of happened actually yesterday, as I was feeling it after the summer solstice. And it felt like I just, like, what I'm doing is just not enough. Why does it feel, it felt a little, let's say, frustrating, right? There was some little annoyances. But it was that last stretch that we needed to power through. And once you do, you're so tired. You just got to, the body needs the rest. Once you powered through and you made it and you did what you needed to do, now the body needs its rest. And this is what some of us are feeling right now. So get your rest, get your rest. And while you get your rest, understand that this is a reset. It is a reset because it is preparing us from where we're coming from with all those energies and the work we've been doing. And it's also preparing us. It's like, get your rest. You're going to need it because the next leg is coming. The next run, the next marathon or whatever is coming. So it's preparing us for that shift. It's like, hey, those nodes are going to be shifting. So get together what you need to get together through this portal so you can get what you need. So rest your body. While you're resting, please do some reflecting, and also drink a lot of water and meditate. Find a meditation. Find a 2323 meditation. I wish I had one here for y'all. I have a meditation, but I just have yet to download to put it on my page. I need technical assistance. It's already been done, but I just need to get it on. And it's a beautiful heart centering. I want to say heart integration meditation. But aside from that, look on YouTube and just pull up 2323 meditation. If you don't find one, just pull up, let your guides guide you, and it will lead you to a meditation that is convenient for this time. I would say right now, since we just did the solstice, find a solstice meditation, or find something that just has to do with portaling through. Excuse the noise in the background. So with that is the information on today. So this portal is really about rest and reset. It's a reset. And notice in the word reset, there is a rest. R-E and a S, a S-T. So as you set to get ready and go again, notice it's reset, like mark, get set, go. So it means, that's why I said it's about preparing us to go again. So that reset is going to help us do that. With that's what I wanted us to know about the portaling of this whole 2323 portal. And faithfully, you are portaling through just as I have. Do not beat up on yourself. Take time and patience with yourself. It's all one step at a time. Sojourners, if you're journeying, just be patient with your journey. Nothing is instantaneous, right? So focus on getting that reset. Look back, take the time to reflect on the energies you've come through, and look back and see if there's something that you need to fine tune. But right now, also, for those of us who have been in the 2323 portals and we're halfway there, it's also, this is a time where we should be seeing more of this balance, right? It's coming more into visibility, where we're actually seeing the physical. And pay attention, I'm pretty sure you will notice it. We should be seeing the physical and the spiritual, the harmonies of the physical spiritual balance coming together, coming into play. And so those are, what I would like to know. Those are the things I would like us to know about the 2323 portal. So if you're just now finding out, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the 2323 portal journey. We are at the halfway mark. We got another halfway to go. And if you're just now noticing this and starting it, that's okay too. You get in where you fit in. And you start where you can, and you can take this time to dial it back and just reflect and look at the 2-3 marks of each month of where you have been for the past 6 months, and just see and you'll be able to see what has been coming up for you on the 23rd of each month, what was kind of happening. And especially for those of you who are really doing the soul work, even if you didn't know about this then, it's not about, it's about your true heart intentions. Even if you didn't know about the actual date, your spirit knew. Your spirit was aligned with something. So therefore, you are already in tune with it. You are already aligned with this by divine design, by divine appointment. So just go back and reflect and see what it is that has brought you to this point. and why you are here now. And from this point on, you really know. You can't say you don't know no more. You can't unknow it now. You could play dumb, but you can't unknow it. So just see where it takes you from here in the next. Now you can be intentional about it when it comes up. Oh, 2323 portal, and so forth. So that's the information on that. With that said, I'd like to end out, before I close out, give us a little tidbit on the North Node, South Node shift. And I may have to do a video specifically tied to that. But I want to talk about it because I want to show why this reset is also helping us prepare for the next shift that is to come. So for those who don't know, the portals, the nodes, the North Node, South Nodes are very important to our cosmic existence here. It really helps us. It's our cosmic map, y'all. Y'all got to know this. If you don't know, now you know. Please look it up. Look at your natal chart. Look at where your North Node is, where your South Node is, because what it tells, the North Node tells where we're going. North, going forward. South, past, what is behind us. So the North is our destiny. It's what we are coming here, let me air quote that, destined to do, because some people's definition of destined and destiny is a little bit different. For one, I don't look at destiny as being a finality of, oh, I'm destined, so it has to be this way. It's more like you've come here with a forward movement to do in your soul's work, in your soul's ascension, but it doesn't mean exactly what you have thought or held in mind as your idea of a destiny. The destiny can change according to what you uncover in your soul's ascension. It's generally going in a certain direction, but to try to bring it to a specific destined destination is what I call addiction to final destination, right? We're addicted to a destination. It's not going to look like the grand finale that you think, but there is a general, onward movement. So that's what we mean by destiny, right? So that's the North Node, and the South Node is where we're coming from, and it could be our past lives. Usually it is. I'm not going to say it could be. Your South Node kind of tells you where your past life is, like where you've been coming from. So it's not even just a South Node and where you're coming from in this finite existence, but where you are coming from infinitely as an infinite being, where you have been traversing, you have been traveling, you've been traveling quite some time, infinite beings. So lifetime after lifetime. So it tells you what you came from in your past lifetime, so you can know where your trajectory is for your North lifetime. So usually this is why, if you look at what they tell you, your North Node is going to be in total opposition of your South Node. Whatever your North Node is, your South Node is in total opposition, like 6 months opposition total, right? So, for example, if your North Node is in Pisces, your South Node total opposition will be in Virgo. So that North Node tells you where you're going. South Node tell you where you're coming from. So with that said, let's look at the collective, North Node, South Node. So the North Node collective is showing us where we're going as a collective, what's happening collectively, where we're moving forward to. And the South Node, what's happening collectively for us, what we're coming away from, what we want to be moving away from in our South Node. So with that said, with the understanding of our North Node and our South Nodes, and know that the collective one, we're all in the collective one, but it is also helping us in our individual North and South nodes. If we fine tune it, if we know how to pay attention to it at a personal level, it's also helping us work with our individual North nodes in some way, shape, or form. So the North nodes right now have been in Taurus. The South node has been in Scorpio for the past 18 months. And the nodes, as we must know, are also connected to the eclipses as well. So this is why too, the eclipses, they're very, very powerful. The eclipses are like moon on 10, new moon on 10, full moon on 10, right? And it's usually aligned with wherever our North and South nodes are. So for the last 18 months that the nodes have been in Taurus and Scorpio, our eclipses have been in Taurus and Scorpio. Right, and the South node is whenever whenever the eclipse is there in the south node, it's really giving us an opportunity, that full moon, especially when it's a full moon, because the full moon brings up things, brings up the tides of emotions in us. So it's really helping you to bring up. So especially when the full moon is in Scorpio, it's really helping you to bring up those things that we need to bring up from the past, right? And Scorpio is about going real deep, y'all. So a lot of us have been feeling it. The last full moon was a full moon in Scorpio. And a lot of us was feeling it really, really hard, because not only that, but Pluto, which is all about revelations, all about death to rebirth, Pluto was squared with our nodes at that time, which most people look at as, oh, it's squared, that means it's, friction, it's tension, but it's for a good reason, y'all. It really is good. It's for the purpose of you getting what you need out of that stretch and that tension, that's going to help bring the things up to surface that we really need to look at. So generally speaking, these nodes have been giving us that opportunity to pull up what needs to come up in our past and give us the opportunity to move forward in the destiny of what the North Node is highlighting for us. A lot of that has to do with relationships, with material. Taurus has to kind of do a lot with the material world. It's maybe about finances, maybe about relationships and things like that, how we deal with money, how we deal with people in our relationships. So moving forward, and as I've been saying, it's really been teaching us to hold to the true perspectives, to be able to look at new perspectives. How do we look at money and relationships now? Maybe it's not about gaining money and relationships, but it's about a true perspective, so we can hold and stand firm to the truth. Y'all know how that bull is always about being quote unquote stubborn, but this is about the evolved aspects of Taurus. So it's not about being stubborn and stuck in a way, but it's about standing firm, as the bull would stand firm. So grabbing those bulls by the horn and being firm in the truth. And what helps us do that, how we can become empowered in that, this is why the South Node is so important, is the more that is revealed to us. So as icky as it may feel, when we get the truth revealed, when we break free from those illusions that we've been holding, that we don't know we've been holding, because we didn't see them as illusions because we thought they were true. That's why they're illusions, right? So when we break free from those, this is how we can be empowered. Death to those old thoughts, death so there can be a rebirth. So once you do that, it will help us. It will empower us to hold and stand firm in those truths because of what we have gained, what has been revealed in the aspects of the South Node. So with that said, that's to show where we've been coming from with that, right? And to close out, I want to say that this shift, what we're preparing for, dun dun dun, is in July. It's going to shift, and the North Node is going to be in Aries, and the South Node is going to be in Aquarius. I mean, not Aquarius. Why did I say Aquarius? It's going to be in Libra, right? So North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. So it's going to be a shift. So for the next 18 months, that's where our lunar nodes will be, and that's where we will be experiencing the next couple of eclipses. I call it the ecliptic season. It's the next ecliptic season. It's going to be all Aries and Taurus. New moon, full moon eclipses are all going to be in Aries and Taurus. Why am I mixing these up? It's going to be in Aries and Libra. The next full moon, new moon eclipses for the next 18 months will be in Aries and Libra. And so it's going to be a forward movement now. Collectively, we're going to be focusing on the value of self, not selfish in the selfish way. Remember, these are about the elevated, more evolved aspects of the sign. So it's about knowing yourself, and taking initiative in things that ring true for yourself. And so this is why the better we have done with these nodes, I'm telling you, the people that are going to pan out well for the next 18 months is the more you have done well with these last 18 months in rectifying what your South nodes have been bringing up for you and gaining a hold of where your North node is taking you, the better that you have aligned with that and done your work, the more it will be better for you as we shift into the next nodes. The more you carry with you, if that makes sense. The better you've done your work, you carry that with you, and you're like, okay, you roll up them sleeves. Let's go. Now that I'm standing true in my purpose and standing firm, the good stuff that we got from the bull, now we can take that into the higher qualities of the north node in Aries and fine tune what we want for ourselves and our true identity of what we now hold true for ourselves. What do we want? Where do we want to take initiative with the fire and the passion of Aries, right? And then the south node, if we've been doing really well in the south nodes and getting up all this stuff, going real deep where Scorpio was really taking us, if we were really bringing all of that up, then as we move forward and we move in, we shift into the south nodes, we'll be ready for the next things that are going to be coming up, where it's highlighting where we need balance, where we need harmony, where we need to fine tune, where we're going to, Libra is about, you know, the justice of it, you know, and love as well, as Venus rules Libra. So it's also about love. So it's going to be about harmonizing these things once you have brought it up. So think about it. The more you have allowed Scorpio to bring up for you, the better it is, as we're going to be now working with our south nodes in Libra, and what needs to be balanced and harmonized, and what we need to let go of that is not balanced and harmonized. You see? So it's some exciting times coming up, and I know this is a long one. I think this is the longest video I've done. That's what happens when I don't come in for a while, and then I combine both the 2-3 and the node. So we're talking about two different things, right? Usually I do like 18 minutes or so. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed. I have faith. I don't like that word hope. So I have faith that you've gotten new information about the 2323 portal. Welcome aboard if you're new to it, and new information about those nodes and that nodal shift. So the next full moon is our last full moon while we are in these nodes of Taurus and Scorpio. So use that opportunity. If you've never heard of this before and this is your first time, use this opportunity to take that in. Find out, you know, even date back. Look at what you've been doing for the last couple of full moon, you know, the last couple of eclipses. What has happened? What were you facing? What was the nodes trying to show you and guide you through, and where are you now? You have an opportunity now to get up that last, all of that stuff that Scorpio could bring up. Utilize these energies and then be ready for the next shift, which will be in July. So again, now you see why I say this 2323 portal has brought us to a reset, to rest what we have done thus far, halfway through this portaling 2323 portal year, and then preparing us for this nodal shift, which is going to be a new ecliptic season. So it's an exciting time, but get your rest, relate, relax, rejoice, and relive. It's a beautiful time. So with that said, that is the skinny on the skinny. You guys have a beautiful 2323 portal. Find you a meditation. Go to sleep in some meditation and be at peace. And so it is. And so it always will be. Aquila Textry, divine energy, love and light.